Welcome to Hannity. We start tonight with a Fox News alert. The polls are now closed in the special Republican primary runoff in the great state of South Carolina. Interim Senator Darline Graham is in a tight race against Congressman Ralph Norman. As of this moment, too close to call. We expect a call at any moment. Other outlets have made calls. We will make the call at the time we deem appropriate. But take a look at how close this race was coming into today. This was the final poll of our friend Robert Cahaly of Trafalgar. A 0.1, look at that, 0.1% difference heading into the special election, which in the middle of August is kind of unpredictable. It's a turnout election, and the poor Republicans in South Carolina have had to go out and vote, what, 3-4 times by this point. And of course, every poll has a 3 to 5 point margin of error. We do have a live report from Lexington in South Carolina. That's coming up straight ahead. Also, the Democratic Party is in real trouble, facing ruin on the left and on the right. Now, this is their response. It's just cringeworthy. A video, frankly, I don't think any sane person wants to see. But meanwhile, that one issue that seems to bring Democrats together, barbaric sex change procedures on children, is viewed as extreme to most Americans, and rightfully so. We'll have more on that straight ahead. And also, NBA legend Charles Barkley is weighing in on the debate, and that's surrounding men playing in women's sports. And by the way, Clay Travis is here. He's upping the ante as it relates to his challenge to the WNBA to give them $10 million. Wait till you hear what he's doing. And we'll remember the life and legacy of the great Dolly Parton, a wonderful woman. Our prayers and sympathies to her family tonight. But we do begin tonight in the great state of South Carolina. Results are pouring in. Here at the very latest, Mark Meredith is with us. Mark, I'm looking at a race. Darline Graham looking pretty good at this point. Oh, I think we...
That's right, Sean. She just called, the Associated Press just called the race. You may have heard the cheers that erupted in the room just a few seconds after 9 p.m. Darline Graham by the Associated Press declared the winner in this primary runoff against Congressman Ralph Norman. This race closely watched, and it was close, as the pundits were suggesting it was going to be. I spoke to Darline Graham's staff just as the polls were closing, and they told me that they expected this to be quite close. And while there's plenty of pundits that are going to talk about what happened here, we have to talk about President Trump's time, money, and energy that he put into this race. He held that rally in Myrtle Beach on Friday, offered multiple endorsements on social media, telephone rallies, a get-out-the-vote effort through the MAGA PAC, where they tried to spend upwards of $800,000 to get people to the polls. Sean, this is not a normal race. We're talking about a Senate primary runoff in August, a race that, of course, nobody saw coming because Lindsey Graham's death was such a surprise, not only to his family, of course, but all the constituents here in South Carolina. Darline Graham has overcome questions about her credibility, her experience. There was, of course, that now infamous debate blunder a week ago. But when we talked to her, including today, she said she was focused on winning over voters here in South Carolina, realizing that she was going to have to introduce herself to a state that, of course, knew her brother well, but that she was relatively unknown. She also made it very clear when I spoke to her today that she did believe President Trump made a huge difference in this race. In fact, she had a private call with the president before the polls closed to thank him for the support that he had offered in this race. Trump's endorsement power has been certainly speculated on well beyond South Carolina, but likely the White House is celebrating with this news out in the Associated Press that Darline Graham will advance to the November general election, where we should be facing off against Annie Andrews, the Democrat, a pediatrician who is focusing heavily on health care. Sean, Republicans are favored to do well here in South Carolina, but we'll be watching to see as this race plays out. And, of course, what Senator Darline Graham has to say when she takes the stage behind me within the next few minutes. Sean.
When that happens, Mark, we will dip in and take a look at that. Thank you for that report. We'll check back in soon.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.